In the land of Uz was a man that was called Job, and that man was simple, that is, without guile, and rightful, and dreading God, and going away from evil. There were 7 sons and 3 daughters born to him, and his possession was 7,000 of sheep, and 3,000 of camels, 500 yokes of oxen, and 500 of female asses, and full much household. This Job was a great man among all the men of the east. And his sons went and made feasts by their houses, each man in his day, and they sent and called their 3 sisters to eat and to drink wine with them. And when the days of feast had passed into the world, in the end of the week, Job sent to them and hallowed them, and he rose early and offered burnt sacrifices by all. For he said, lest peradventure my sons do sin and curse God in their hearts. Job did so in all days. And in a day, when the sons of God were come to be present before the Lord, also Satan came among them, to whom the Lord said, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered and said, I have compassed the earth, and I have walked through it. And the Lord said to him, whether thou hast beheld my servant Job, that there is no man in earth like him. He is a simple man, and rightful, and dreading God, and going away from evil. To whom Satan answered, whether Job dreadeth God vainly, whether thou hast not encompassed him and his house and all his chattel by compass, thou hast blessed the works of his hands, and his possession is increased on earth. But stretch forth thine hand a little, and touch thou all things that he hath in possession, taking them away or extinguishing them. And if he curse not thee in the face, he is verily simple and rightwise, and dreading thee. Therefore the Lord said to Satan, lo, all things which he hath be in thine hand, only stretch thou not forth thine into him. And Satan went out from the face of the Lord. And when in a day the sons of Job and his daughters ate, and drank wine in the house of their first begotten brother, a messenger came to Job and said to him, thine oxen eared, and thy female asters, and thy female asses pastured beside them. And Sabeans fell in, and took away all things, and smited the children of servants with swords. And I alone escaped to tell to thee. And when he spake, yet another came and said, fire of God came down from heaven, and wasted sheep, and smote thy children or servants, and I alone escaped for to tell to thee. But yet the while he spake, also another came and said, Chaldees made 3 companies, and assailed the camels, and took those away. They have killed thy servants with sword, and I alone escaped to tell to thee. And yet while he spake, lo, another entered and said, while thy sons and daughters ate and drank wine in the house of their first begotten brother, a great wind fell in suddenly from the coast of desert, and shook 4 corners of the house, which fell down and oppressed thy children, and they be dead. And I alone fled to tell to thee. Then Job rose up and rent his clothes, and when his head was pulled, he fell down upon the earth, and he worshipped God, and said, I went naked out of the womb of my mother, and naked I shall turn again thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. As it pleased the Lord, so be it done. The name of the Lord be blessed. In all these things Job sinned not in his lips, neither spake any folly against God.